We have two guests that are currently sitting in different parts of the world and feeling rather nervous as to what is going to be happening to them. And this is where, let's just bring you into the picture. The Airports Company of South Africa has urged travellers scheduled to depart from South African airports to the Middle East and the United Arab Emirates not to proceed to airport precincts until they have confirmed their flight status directly with the airlines. Now, this after ongoing global flight disruptions due to the evolving situation in the Middle East and the continued closure of UAE and surrounding countries' airspace. This has created disruptions for many travellers, including South Africans, that are currently or based in the Middle East. We've got two of them with us. We've got Yathin Soni. He is a South African in Bahrain. He's the MD of North Star Consulting. We also have Aden Lahoud. He is currently on holiday in Dubai. To both of you, thank you very much for staying with us. We understand the nerves that you're feeling right now. Perhaps maybe I can start with you, Aden, because we've actually just spoken to our correspondent in Dubai, who has said that he heard some missiles above, perhaps interceptions, explosions. What is the situation for you right now in Dubai?
Morning, Leanne. Actually, we can both hear it from Bahrain and from outside our room. You can actually see it in the sky where they're intercepting and actually taking out the missiles above us. It's actually quite scary.
Yeah, no doubt it is. Have you had any word as yet that you need to go back down into a bomb shelter? Because I believe that that's where you were yesterday.
We were there early hours of Sunday morning. We were sleeping and there was an alarm that went off on our phones. And we quickly got dressed, went downstairs. They directed us through to the basement. My wife and myself sat downstairs. We were on benches. They gave us towels and water. And we were there for about an hour and a half while the bombing was taking place above us. Yeah, it was quite scary. Quite scary.
So no alert to go there as we speak right now. You're still safe to stay in your hotel.
I'm sure that there will be an alert coming because these bombs outside are actually quite close to us. There's been about 4 or 5 above us in the last 10 minutes.
Okay. Again, I say to both of you, if at any time you need to end this interview and go, please do. Your safety is of much more importance. But while I have you on the line here, let me get a situation and what things are looking like, Yathin, in where you are in Bahrain. So is this a similar situation to what Aden has described?
Yep. Yeah, very much so. Morning, Leanne, and to fellow South Africans. This is quite unprecedented, but the Kingdom of Bahrain is very much prepared for it. The interceptions are continuing. Just 5 or 6 minutes ago, while I'm online here, there were about 3 or 4 explosions. And this is what sounds like ballistic interceptions. But yeah, we're on high alert. The phones are going crazy because I'm on a local SIM as well. So the Ministry of Interior, all through the night, 48 hours now, we've been getting these Mayday pings. So sleep has been minimal here.
And Yathin, you're in a very difficult situation because you're positioning right now from what we believe is about 5 kilometers away from Jaffa, which is a US Navy base.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I'm in an Airbnb in Al Ghuful, 5 kilometers, just under, in fact, from the US base, and 5.5 kilometers from the Salman port, which was hit around 9 p.m. last night. We've had 1 fatality last night as well. So there were emergency vehicles through the night. As I said, we're hardly getting any sleep here.
Yeah,
it's quite tense.
One would imagine this is not something. It's not something we as South Africans are used to, unfortunately. Aden, I come back to you because you're there with your wife on holiday. This is not a holiday, no doubt, but you're scheduled to hopefully come back. But have you had any word yet? Because airspace they predicted would open this afternoon, but from what we're hearing now, this doesn't sound like it's likely.
Leanne, I can't see the airspace opening, especially with what's happened in the last 20 minutes above us. And just going back to what he said on the other side, The UAE defense systems over here have been unbelievable. I mean, as scared as we are, they're intercepting and they're taking out the missiles and drones above us. I believe there was about 137 missiles on Saturday, and there was over 200 drones, and most of them were successfully taken out, besides the one that hit the debris that hit the Fairmont Hotel. But it's, if anybody knows me, I'm not a scared person, but this has really gotten to me and my wife. But I can't see the airport being opened in the next few days with what's going on right now.
Yeah. Aden, I know that, what reporters are saying and reports coming in saying that, I mean, you guys say that the communication systems have been amazing, but there's also been talk that, that the UAE government is actually covering the additional costs that tourists are going through to stay in hotels, flight changes, things like that. Have you got word on that? Is that what's happening?
We actually got word yesterday. So anybody that's stuck here that cannot get onto a flight, they've asked the hotels to take over the expenses, and they will cover those expenses going forward. Yeah. We booked in until Thursday when we leave, and I'm sure once we extend, or if we need to extend, they will do the same for us. But there were so many people downstairs in the lobby yesterday waiting for to get out. And when those bombs were going up above us right now, people from the swimming pool and the beach were just running for cover back into the hotel. Yes. It was quite a scary moment.
So as much as some say life continues and that, the people are still going about it, but there's great fear is what I'm gathering from what you're saying, Aden. Yathin, on your side, you obviously you're there. I think you're there. Are you living or are you working there? Are you on a trip there? Because I know that this is business related.
Business related. So I'm an investor. My company is based in Bahrain and Johannesburg. Okay. So I'm between the two.
So you're between the two. Were you scheduled?
My consulting business.
Were you scheduled to leave Bahrain, or are you staying there for a while?
So I've been here since before Ramadan, and I'm scheduled to leave on the 8th of March. Okay. So as it stands, the airport's closed, but we've got 6 days to see how this pans out.
So as Aden is describing, I mean, people obviously on holiday still going to the pools and doing what they can to just get on with daily life. In terms of Bahrain, daily life, is it as normal, or is there a little bit more restraint there?
People are quite resilient, like us South Africans here as well. I mean, it's the five times a day you hear the azan, the call to prayer. People are fasting. They're still going to the mosques, trying to be normal, especially after the nightmare of Saturday night, 2:30 a.m. and 7 a.m. bombings. Yesterday, you could not hearing the children playing anymore, but people going to their mosques and still, observing the fast. But it's very, very tense. You can feel the tension. The smiles are gone from people's faces. Yeah. There also yesterday there were some grief around the death of Ayatollah Khamenei. There's a large Shiite population here, and so there's anger, there's grief, it's just emotionally charged. It's tense.
I imagine so. But just Aden, from your side, in terms of communication from South Africa, from the Department of International Relations, from other South Africans that are there with you, is there sort of a coordinated movement happening, or is that sort of right now dependent on the UAE and how they communicate with you?
So my wife has spoken to one or two of the local South Africans that reside here. We did get a notice that we should register with the South African government and the local authorities here. She did send communication out last night. We're still waiting for a response from them. We haven't received anything as yet. But as far as everything goes over here, especially like where we're staying at JBR, on the JBR walk near the Hilton, even the people that work in the hotels don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
They've never experienced this before. So when we go down to ask them, what are the next move, what's happening, they just say to us, they hear what we hear from the news.
Yeah.
Nothing's really happening at the moment, and we get the alarms on our phones, and they tell us what to do from there.
To both of you, your families, everybody involved in this, our thoughts, our prayers are with you. We're watching the situation, and of course, we're getting as much information as you have, and we just thank you so much for speaking to us. That was Yathin Soni. He's a South African working in Bahrain and management consultant, and then Aden Lahoud, South African, who's currently on holiday with his wife in Dubai. And they are talking to us about their experiences in the Middle East as airspaces are still closed after the US, Israel and Iran war in the Middle East, resulting in thousands of travelers not being able to travel out of their region.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks so much to both of them, and being able to stay the course of the interview, because just before we went on air, we actually brought this up earlier because there were sounds of missiles and explosions around both of them, and that's in Dubai and Bahrain. That's the contact we have right now.